My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is March 1st, 2026. It is 11:32 p.m. So I've been very busy this weekend when I should have been catching up on Harry and Meghan's outing to Jordan. I didn't get a chance to record anything. So whenever I had that little window of opportunity or free time, I quickly edit whatever I recorded prior and just put them out. Like this one you're seeing on the screen right now. I finished edited quickly yesterday morning, and then I had so much to do. But anyway, what I was gonna do tonight was going over my likes. So I was gonna go on X and just go over all of my likes. Then I was like, because I like to order them in a way so I don't have different topics scattered everywhere. So I just took an hour, literally an hour, to put the list together. So I might have several recordings tonight. Again, when I have time, I'll just edit them. Once I get to over here, regarding the war and things like that, there'll be different parts and a lot of videos. I'll try to avoid the comments, to go in the comments, just share the videos with you. But we're gonna start somewhat where we left off with Harry and Meghan and Jordan. Okay, so let's go. This is the first tweet. Alright, so this is the first tweet. There's a way how God keeps Harry and Meghan safe. So pretty much it's making reference to the what's happening in Iran right now, because they were just in that area. Okay, and I hope they're back home safe and things like that. So this is what this somewhat making reference to. Okay, so there's me here. That's why we always pray for the Sussexes. God is good. Girl, yes. I said the same thing in light of today's event. I know, right? Amen. And that's an ad. Alright, so there. Alright, so in one of my videos I made reference to this as well, that the thing was sold out. So this is the tweet here. Okay, I thought she blocked the comment, but there's one. It's my aesthetic too. Alright, so this is the tweet. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, sold out at Zara, $169 wool blend tap stitch jacket within days of wearing it during a humanitarian tour in Jordan this week. Alright, so this is it here. Sold out. It's sort of, it gives that conservative kind of look. It wraps you up, because those areas are very conservative when it comes to women looks and things like that. I think it fits perfectly for that area. And this is the only comment here. It's my aesthetic too. All right, next tweet. Okay, let's pause. Okay. Yes, you better be ready at all time when HRH Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, drop any new products at asever.com, because they usually sell out in minutes. Right now, you can get 2 teas with the bookmark for $48, a good buy. And if you add another tea, you are going to get free. So these are the deal that's happening right now. Okay, so this is the TikTok a minute.
Evening, I want to talk about how the Meghan Markle site is selling out of everything. She sold out a bookmark, a $20 bookmark. Mind you, I check the site every day because I like it and I want it, and it's sold out. It's a $20 bookmark. It says hold that thought at the top. So simple. She sold it out. She sells out every set. She came out with a Valentine's Day set. Day 2, I went back. Valentine's Day set sold out. I was lucky enough to get a hostess set though, so that was something. That's something. But she's so smart. She's selling the sets now. Instead of just the honey, just the jams, it's like a wind down for the evening set. Brilliant. Sold out. If I were her, I would be like, for all the hate she gets, which never me, I'm number one fan, she sells out like hotcakes. So clearly the market is in a different direction than all the hate. Thank you. Before I went down for the evening, I want to talk about
One thing I have to correct her on this. She said number one fan. I'm sorry, I have to take that away from her. It's Emily, that young lady she met in one of her thing when she was on suit or something. I don't know. It's a AOL interview that she was doing, and they met through, I believe, X.
Yeah, it's still my baby. I wanted a place where I could share these great experiences I'm able to have and make it inspirational for people, but also a reminder that it's all attainable, you know? Like I didn't grow up with this kind of lifestyle or being interviewed or having fancy things. Like that is all very new. And so to be able to show like, you want that, you could totally have that and you are enough and you're worth it. And it's also been a great way for me to connect with people like Emily, who's right here. I only know her through Twitter, and I knew she was coming because I saw it on social media.
Stop it, really?
Yes, and she's going on a trip soon to Costa Rica to do some aid work because she said that my UN stuff inspired her. I wrote you a letter. I brought it.
Okay, that is amazing.
Anyway, that's all. All right. Whatever is here, let me pause this so I don't get flagged. All right, bottom up, the Meghan effect and action. It's what I did because I can never get enough of those delicious tea. I was so ready for this drop, then got distracted at work by something minor. Smacked my head 15 minutes after the drop, went to order, and it was sold out. Well, you took priority, okay? Because without your job, you will not be able to get another chance to go buy again. So just wait for next time. All right, next tweet. Okay, the Meghan Derangement Syndrome is real. There's all those hashtags. All right, let's listen to this tweet.
Committed is that she's more like Diana than Kate is, because Diana used her fame to bring awareness to issues that the world didn't want to talk about and that the palace did not want royals touching. Literally, issues like HIV/AIDS, leprosy, and landmines. Her warmth and genuineness meant that her popularity exploded, overshadowing the monarchy, the queen, and her husband, the future king. And we all know how much future kings hate to be upstaged by charismatic women who marry into the royal family. It's not my intent to denigrate the Princess of Wales, but there's no denying that her commitment to duty and tradition over candidness, spontaneity, or happiness puts her far more in line with the royal family than Meghan or Diana. And the real irony is that the very people who could probably save the royal family from obscurity are the ones that they exile because they're not like them. But all of this is to say, if you are still so angry that somebody you'd see in the tabloids married somebody that you'd see on television 8 years ago, that you go on the internet every day to make hate comments on slowed down videos of her blinking, you probably have Meghan Derangement Syndrome.
That was something she said. I didn't want to stop the video. Where was it? Was it here?
Not want royals touching. Literally, issues like HIV/AIDS, leprosy, and landmine.
I don't know. That was something I was saying not too long ago. It seems like this is why sometimes I interrupt the videos, because when the thing is in my head, you know, I have to say it right away and then I forget. So let's leave that thought alone. Okay, every day it's a new scandal that isn't one. The scrutiny isn't thoughtful, it's obsessive, relentless, and rooted in bad faith. There's that. This is Eugenie. I think that's Eugenie, the youngest with Meghan. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Damn it, I should have stopped. Pause the video and share my thought. All right, next tweet. Profit-driven rage bait account on X telling Prince Harry to stay silent while also insisting he's irrelevant. If he's truly irrelevant, why the outrage when he speaks about human suffering? Media attention is the currency. I appreciate his effort. He did what he set out to do. All right, let's see here. Okay, so Independent is talking about it. Med Walk. There's that. The Sun, CNN. Yeah, I think that was another thing that I saw. Another tweet that shows the tabloid was talking about it. their outing in Jordan. Someone said that while he has his title, people will think that this has been sanctioned by royal family. Only thick people will think that. There was a tweet I remember responding to, could have been on some of my old video, where they were saying something about, oh, now I remember, some of the tabloid, like Reuters and some other one, when they were talking about Harry while he was in Jordan, they keep on saying Britain. They put his country. This is not to say he's not from Britain or anything like that, but they want to associate him with the country. Okay? Because right now, a lot of things with the pedophile that's going on, too many negative things. Oh my God, you know what just crossed my mind? What they just did to, okay, this is sidetrack now. What they just did to Ivan, drop the bomb, is a distraction from the Epstein file. Because they have tried, if you know their tactic, you will see a couple of things. It's very hard to explain unless if you really understand certain things. Since the Epstein file keeps on being on the headline every day, they have tried to distract people from that. Don't focus on it. But this is the thing. You guys could tell me if I have not mentioned this from the beginning. The moment it comes to the US, once the American people know you mess up with dogs or children, they will not let it go. So the UK, with everything that's happening, this is another branch, with everything that is happening, this is me talking, it's not written anywhere. The UK is deeply involved in all of this. They may seem they are far away, they're blaming America, they're doing this, they're doing that. They are deeply involved. They just know how to stay in the background, in the shadow, while they're doing their manipulative things. Now back to the thought where with the Epstein and Ivan. Because they have tried to distract people away from the Epstein topic. American people will not let it go. So, I believe what they did over there, drop the bomb, of all things, I believe it, I don't know if it's a school, but it seems like there were a lot of children that are killed in that. So they dropped the bomb over there to distract people from the Epstein. Because the Epstein thing, they wanted to drop it, okay, drop it in terms of releasing some of the information and then quickly distract you from something else so their conscience could be clear, and then they will allow people, the American people, to accept it. This is the key thing here, accept it, so they will not have any accountability. So when they realize they have tried, I can't think of any of the things, but I saw it. Maybe I probably mentioned it in some of my previous videos during that time. They have tried to distract people, American people, to not talk about it, pretend it's nothing, but the American people will not let it go. Okay? So that was a thing here. They had their phases. Release the Epstein file and then move on. And then, not everything. They will let some stuff go. Certain thing will not be released or whatnot. So whatever name that's already out there, you will keep it and then just move on. And then they don't have to deal with the rest. They will move on to the next issues or man-made issues. But they stuck on the Epstein thing. They could not go to their next phase. You see how quickly they're running through stuff to destroy everything. But the key thing here, they wanted to make the behavior of the Epstein thing to be the norm for people to accept it. But American people are not accepting it. So what they did to distract people from that is what they did to Ivan. Okay? So let's keep an eye, okay? Let's not forget. Let's keep an eye on the Epstein thing while what's happening in Iran is happening. You have to be multitasking in terms of paying attention to what's going on, because there's different branches. These people, they are a group, okay? They are a group. Each one of them have a objective. They have their tasks to, things to not destroy. Destroy is part of it too, but to distract people. The key thing here is the Epstein, because all of them are in it, so they want to distract people. At the same time, they want the Epstein thing to be the norm, so there won't be any accountability. Pay attention what's going on in Iran, and pay attention with the Epstein thing. Let's see if people are still talking about the Epstein thing. So that's why they dropped the bomb. Okay? This is a huge thing. That's why they dropped the bomb. And also, they realize as well, and I think I've said it as a sidetrack in one of my videos, is that they realize people are not, the American people, I'm talking in the United States, the American people are not letting them, but how will I say that? The MAGAs are turning against Trump, and American people are not letting Trump do his thing freely like before, so they're holding him accountable. So what Israel probably did is like, well, they have the chance, they have their people in place, the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the Supreme Court has majority of MAGAs in there. So they're like, F it, let's drop the bomb, because we need to go to Iran, because what Iran did to them last year penetrated to their Iron Dome, and they realized Iran is capable of bombing them. So they were like, you know what? We need to get to Iran to stop them. So they dropped that bomb over there too. Okay? Because this is one of their main objectives. Anyway, there's a lot to say about this, but people need to pay attention. Alright, let's see here. Let me read Zazzle and then move on. Someone said that while he has his title, people will think this has been sanctioned by royal family. Only thick people will think that. Yeah. Like I said, I think some of the papers who were writing about Harry's time in Jordan, they made sure to put Britain in front of his name. Britain, Prince Harry. And I highlighted in one of my videos. It's not like California isn't far enough. Personally, I wish they will make the mistake of removing his title. It will prove how irrelevant those titles have become. Maybe best if they gave them up before really become kings, and what good press this trip will have given the royal family too after Andrew's arrest, if they had still been working well. I mean, he had given his title. They don't want to take it. Talk TV and Angela Levine, Jeremy Kyle, and Mark Dolan have been reported. Harry will always be a prince. If they want to remove the dukedom, they could do, because Harry doesn't care. He told them to remove it already. Petition have been made. They didn't take it. Alright, so this is the next tweet. Alright, quote, Meghan brought something to that role that none of the other royals could. Yes, Meghan brought dazzling charm and eloquence. That's the Meghan magic. She's not just a pretty face who poorly mumbles through speeches and remarks written by others. 11 seconds. Let's see.
I still believe that the royal family is missing the Meghan magic. I know inside it was all turmoil and all the rest of it, but Meghan brought something to that role that none of the other royals could. I still believe that the royal family...
Oh, there's no comment. Let's go to the next one. Alright, so this is another video with Chris Chip. The royal family do not want to change. They don't want to change. Alright, the squad made fun of this. What was the other TikToker that talked about her? What's her name? Oh my god. I think her name is Erica. You guys could correct me. It's in one of the videos that I did sometime last week, a couple days ago. She was talking about ball handler. Oh my god, I was cracking up. All right, so this is the tweet. There's no comment. They blocked the comment. He said, quote, "The royal family is missing the Meghan magic. None of their so-called secret weapons is able to fill in her shoes." Oh, she's making reference to that video that I just showed you, Chris Chip. Let's listen.
Was it an own goal when it came to the royal family institution?
I mean, I think I've always thought that Harry and Meghan could have been very good ambassadors for the royal family, but we know just how much acrimony there was. But actually, just looking at those pictures there, I mean, it's exactly the sort of thing that you used to see them do when they were in the royal family.
This is the thing here. The royal family don't want to listen, okay? And then you have those reporters who's not reporting facts, okay? They just want to write things that will make the royal family feel good. So if they were talking senses on their papers, whatever he's saying here, if he was writing them before, so to let the royal family know the Harry and Meghan are the real deal. But instead, they cater to the royal family, write nonsense on the tabloid when they were over there, and it allows them to have that reason to not want to come back. When Anderson Cooper asked Harry if he wants to go back to the UK, he didn't even think twice. He's like, no.
Can you see a day when you would return as a full-time member of the royal family?
So Chris Chip, along with the rest of the tabloid, are part of the problem that give Harry the reason to not want to bring his wife back to the UK. And now he's saying all of this.
Those pictures there, I mean, it's exactly the sort of thing that you used to see them do when they were in the royal family. That's the strange thing about it.
Yeah.
It was their choice to go rather than someone else's choice for them to do it, but it was the same kind of thing.
I know, but I do think that distinction, I do think it has a little bit more impact because it's their choice.
You know, I still believe that the royal family is missing the Meghan magic. I know inside it was all turmoil and all the rest of it, but Meghan brought something to that role that none of the other royals could, just because.
And let's not forget, I think either when Meghan was already married or just when Harry introduced Meghan to the royal family, he told the Queen to take advantage of that, of Meghan, because that will help with the Commonwealth. But they didn't see it that way. The royal family is laser focused on their stupidity. Anybody with real common sense advice, they don't want to hear it unless it boosts their laser focused stupidity. Harry told them that. Take advantage of Meghan because, and not only that, Harry studies, he sees, he's over there, he's on the ground in Africa. He saw things, and there's so many things he have said, then later on you find out it's true. About the amount of kids growing up in Africa, how beneficial if the royal family has Meghan. They didn't listen. But let's continue. The only thing I would say is thank God that Omid focused on, was doing the right thing.
Because she was coming from a different country, just because of her ethnicity as well, and I kind of think that royal family really could do with that at times. But obviously, there's all the family politics, there's all the accusations of racism, and then the bullying and all that other stuff. So, but if you were to put all that aside, and they were leaving on a on a friendly basis, a harmonious basis, perhaps.
And one could argue that harmony could be what they need right now. Was it an own goal?
Harry was trying to do that. Okay? Harry was trying to do that. He realized that they did not want Harry and Meghan to be over there. Wasn't the part where Harry wanted to go, one of his first choice was Africa, and then that was leaked? And each places that he decided to go when he told the royal family, all of a sudden it leaked. So they made it impossible for them. And then let's not forget, it's William who kicked them out. I don't know. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Copy. All right, let me make sure I don't skip. There might be two parts to this, okay, to this recording, because I want to I'm just gonna keep on recording. Alright, these articles are nothing more than an attempt at blackmail. Either you find a way to bring the Sussexes back because we're losing money, or we'll turn against you. Back to Chris Chip thing here. Remember, not only Piers Morgan told Harry to go back to America, there was another royal rat who said something about because Meghan is American, they had issues with that. Alright, so all this play a role in it. Okay, I read this, back to that. The dirt on the Sussex is not sticking, so they have to try another trick, except they're asking people with absolutely no power over the Sussexes. The Sussexes do not want to go back to this scandalous taxpayer-funded family near extension. Good luck with that. Alright, the fact that they really think of the Sussexes as runaway slaves that massa can force back onto the plantation is sick. Yeah, they're trying, especially with the Epstein thing. Like I said in the beginning of the recording, keep an eye what's going on, see if they're gonna still try to talk about the Epstein and what's going on in Iran, because I think the Iran thing was a way to distract from the Epstein, because they can't handle it anymore, because all of their tactic did not go well. People didn't take the bait. Alright, the Sussexes are not seeking to reform the monarchy. They are building an independent legacy, one defined by measurable impact, sustained engagement, and partnership with multilateral institutions. Alright, it looks like it's an independent article. The Sussexes are not seeking to reform the monarchy. They are building an independent legacy, one defined by measurable impact, sustained engagement, and partnerships with multilateral institutions. Their work emphasizes mental health as essential infrastructure and prioritizes both survivors and the caregivers who support them in a media environment dominated by scandal and optics. Okay, the scandals are made up, okay? Manufactured nonsense to distract people from something else, because for some reason this drive these people, it seems like this is what fuels these people, anything negative. So the scandals are man-made, well, obviously made up stuff. That consistency and clarity stand out, not flashy, not reactive, but purposeful. A legacy constructed through action, not spectacle. Alright, so there's that. That's when they were in Jordan. Alright, they're doing things to make a difference. Alright, next tweet. By the way, there was no comment. She blocked her comment. This is where I'm probably gonna start another video, because this is taking a different let me stop it. Okay, we're gonna start a new recording with this. This will be the first video that I show on my next recording. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
So we ask for forgiveness, and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.